Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, damn me to the zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick. What's good, people? You are locked into the Unpicked podcast with me, your boy, man like Venom, and the one and only my home slice dammy to the Zane.
Hey, hello, hi.
Indeed. Welcome. If you're one of our new viewers, thank you for joining us. If you're a subscriber, thank you for coming back. You already know what we do here. We have vibes, we bants, we have a good time, and today is going to be the same as every other Monday. So, before we get into the next section, I'm going to just give you a rundown of what we're going to get into. On the cards today, we have polyamory. Also, friends of the opposite sex. What are the benefits, etc., etc. But before we get into the topics, Dammy's going to hit me with the this or that. And yeah, I don't know what she's got for me this week, actually. What have you got?
What have I got for you? We gonna find out. We gonna find out.
I forgot we haven't even spoken at all about this. Damn.
You'll be all right. The theme that I got for you this week for this or that is called son-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Son-in-law.
So, remember ages ago, you tried to get me to pick which I would prefer as a type of brother-in-law. If my sister brought someone home and was like, "Oh, sis, it's my man."
Oh, snap. Yeah.
So I'm doing something a little bit like that. This time it's your daughter. So let's fast forward 25 years from now. You're still looking the same, black don't crack. You got a 21-year-old daughter, let's put it that way. Yeah. She's like, "Dad, I want to introduce you to my man." Now, I'm not picking individual people. For this, you're gonna pick your poison in terms of what it is about him that you would prefer, or not even prefer, that you would accept, that you'd be willing to accept, okay?
From your options.
From the options, of course. From what else?
I'm letting the universe know this is not what I'm picking for my daughter.
Oh yeah. Like God forbid. So yeah, we'll just get straight into it. Multiple kids by multiple baby mums, but the baby mums are cool. They're not stressful at all. Yeah, they're cool. Or he's got one kid, but the baby mum's crazy.
It's gotta be the one, man.
The crazy baby mum.
Yeah, do you know why? Because everybody can fall in love with one crazy person, have a child with obviously anybody accidentally, or not necessarily accidentally, but have that situation arise. But I'm not liking the sound of the multiple. It's giving me Nick Cannon vibes. And I'm not having my daughter in this Nick Cannon cult of 11 kids and nah.
Okay. Fair enough. Toxic personality, or he's not family orientated, meaning he don't want her to be Christmas, no, she's with me. Family dues, nope, she's with me, we're not coming. Like, he's very much like us and you guys.
And what was the other? Toxic. Nah, not family orientated. And I'm a family orientated person, but
that's why I said that.
Yeah, but if I know that she's happy and she's being looked after, then I ain't got no problem. Do you know what I mean? I would obviously love to see my daughter more than anything in the world and to share that love. But once I'm not gone, once I'm not here, I need to know that she's looked after and enjoying whatever situation she's in. So if she's enjoying that, more power to her.
Fair enough. Okay. Final. That touched my heart.
I know, I saw.
He's unattractive. Think of the grandbabies. He's unattractive. Like, I'm talking like
from under the bridge, a troll from under the bridge.
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
And them, man.
It's a sore sight. It's a sore sight. Yeah.
Stamps and splits in half and them thing there. Sorry.
You look at him and you get a headache instantly.
Mad.
Like, it's like, oh God. Yeah, like that. Or he has no money.
He's butters, or he has no money.
Butters, or he's like broke. And he will continue to be broke. Just like he'll continue to be ugly, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before though, I think, on this podcast, that mad amounts of guys get overlooked because they're not like peng. But they got all the qualities that women want, they're just not peng. So I have to be a man of my word and rep for the ugly man them.
All right, well, this ugly man them is not family orientated and he's got a kid with a crazy baby mom. So clearly he's not got everything, has he?
No, he doesn't. But
yeah. But let's say this wasn't your daughter. Let's say this was your friend, i.e. your bestie, right?
Okay.
And you had to pick out of those options. Would you change any of those answers?
Would I change any of the answers because I know that she wouldn't appreciate one of them, or would I change any of them based on like what I would say?
No, forget what I would want. Would you change any
I wouldn't change any of them, but I reckon the last one she wouldn't have.
You think I can handle a crazy baby mom?
One, yeah, I don't think you'll be on this bare different baby moms vibe.
You're right. But you think I would go for someone who has no money over someone that's ugly?
I know that you ain't gonna date no butters guy, so yeah.
No money.
Yeah, but you're not gonna date a butters guy, Damn, like
no money.
No, but stop thinking about the money guy. Just answer the question. Are you gonna date a butters guy that looks
Hell
like
no.
under the bridge? Yeah, but there you go.
No.
Are you gonna date a man that looks like under the bridge?
The bedroom things can't go down if I don't think you're attractive.
Yeah, but in the dark, everybody looks the same.
Nah, because I've got a good imagination. I know what you look like. I've seen.
But if you got a good imagination, you can imagine somebody else.
Is that fair on him?
But you said you have a good imagination.
I mean, guess he'll have money, so he'll be unattractive, but he'll have money.
The thing is, you know you're not gonna take the other option. It's not.
There's no way. Do you know why I've been saying this? Because he's been around to know that there's been quite a few people show interest in me, and I didn't find any of them attractive. And
at all. And these
they're not here today.
These man didn't even look like under the bridge. So if man's looking like under the bridge, stamp and splits himself in half, there's no way. There's no way.
And that concludes this week's This or That.
This week on the socials, there weren't really anything crazy going on apart from Kanye. So, and we ain't doing that. Yeah, we did it last week. Yeah, we ain't doing that. You seen what he's... We ain't doing that.
No, we ain't. No, we
ain't. No, we ain't.
And if you want to see what we said, because you might be new here and you want to hear what we had to say about Kanye, just watch last week's episode and it's timestamped in the description on YouTube.
Or go to our page and filter to Kanye, and you can see all of our various opinions on Kanye throughout time.
Yeah, and it's not going to change at this point. So we're just going to move past that. We're just going to move past
it cannot
Kanye stuff. Yeah. We do
not
care.
But when I was on Instagram, I saw this video about this black guy who was on a picnic date with this woman, and she was talking about how she's in a polyamorous relationship, and he's got a girlfriend, and he took his girlfriend out, or rather, he met someone on like a dating app, and then they
Mm.
went for a date as a picnic, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I've never taken you on a date as a picnic." So then she was just trying to talk through all the benefits, and then he made her tacos, fish tacos, in the picnic. It was a weird video, anyway. But then he made an extra one for her to take home to her husband, which she did, and he yammed that off, and it was all love and polyamory and all that.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I guess the conversation is what are your thoughts and feelings around polyamory? Is it something you would consider? Is it something you could or have considered?
Mm. Okay. 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 Good question in there. How do I feel about it? I think as long as everybody's happy and everyone's consenting in the situation, then it's good to go. Is it something I can do? I don't know. Is it something that I've done before? No. Yeah, I've answered the questions for you.
Boy.
Yeah, I do think that we've all been conditioned from beginning, like from as far back as all of us have been alive, to believe that polyamory, no, not polyamory, mon-
Monogamy.
monogamy is the only way and the right way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And um I don't know, I'm in a stage in life right now where I'm really questioning everything that I've been taught anyway, because as a woman, as an African woman, you're taught that you are literally here to get married and have children. And I've spent most of my life so far thinking that's what I want. But then I'm now at a stage where I'm like, hold on a minute, like there's so many benefits to the lifestyle that I have at the moment. And am I ready to let go of that? And therefore, do I really want this thing that everyone's told me from the beginning, from when I've been a child, that this is how it's supposed
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
be? And I'm challenging that. So I think that um with that in mind, that's where my opinion of this is going to come from. And in true Dami Zayn fashion, you can ask me in 2 weeks and I would have had my epiphany and then been like, hell no, monogamy all the way, or hell yes, I'm here for the polyamory or polygamy movement, right? I think that in today's day and age, everybody who isn't in a committed relationship is technically engaging in some sort of polygamous situation. So, you know, when you're hearing of people multi-dating at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily in an exclusive relationship or in a relationship with one person, then you're basically polygamous, because you're dating multiple people at the same time. You're engaging in multiple romantic relationships at one go
Mm.
at any given point. So you are polygamous. That's what I was alluding to a few episodes ago when we touched on it, and I said, well, I actually think a lot of people are polygamous in this day
Yeah.
and age.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my reasons why. Because as someone who is currently dating, I'm not to say that I'm dating multiple people, but I know that a lot of people are. It's just natural now. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of this whole don't keep your eggs in one basket, and you know, you have to expressly say, or explicitly say rather, that you are exclusively dating one person, which suggests that you were dating more than one before you stated you were exclusive with the one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's polygamy. Polyamory, on the other hand, where it starts to involve marriage now, I don't think that I personally would be able to do polyamory, because I
I think
think
it's the other
that,
way around. I think polygamy
sorry,
is the marry and
polygamy is the no, polyamory. Let me go to Google,
gal.
because I did look this up.
that monogamy is marrying
There we
one
go.
person.
Yeah, so a polyamorous person. Yeah, you're right. Wait, did I say all the polys are just confusing my
Just
head.
call it poly and mono, innit?
No, because there's polyamorous. A polyamorous person
Is the
might
multiple
have or
relationships.
might be open to having multiple romantic partners. So yeah, so a polyamorous person is pretty much most of the single
Worlds.
the
Dating
single
world.
demographic at the moment, because if you're single and you're dating and you buy into don't keep your eggs in one basket, date multiple people until someone takes you seriously, then you're pretty much polyamorous because you're engaging in multiple romantic relationships or romantic partners. Polygamy is when it involves marriage, so being married to multiple people. And because I am a Christian, and I do believe in like commitment, and I believe in being committed to one person, and I believe in the sacredness of marriage, the institution of marriage. I do believe that should be between two people. But if you're someone who is, damn, the words are gonna eat me up today. I guess if you are into polygamy and your partner's into polygamy, then that's fine, because everyone's an adult, so it's none of my business. But for me personally, when it comes to marriage, I will be more down the monogamous side.
It makes sense.
How about you? I mean, for you, you're married anyway.
I'm married, but before marriage and before dating my wife, 100% I'm here for polygamy, or polyamory, which is dating multiple people, because I mean, it really does depend on obviously the people who you are dating. Like you have to be in a relationship with it. It has to be conducive to that. But there were times where I was like non-exclusively interacting with more than one person. Not long periods of time, or maybe not long periods of time with the same people, but maybe like just like kind of just having a vibe throughout life.
I'm telling you, this guy was
just having a vibe, just enjoying life and vibing. And I enjoyed it. What would I say? I definitely separate the two, the polyamory and polygamy, because I don't think that lifestyle can translate well into marriage.
I mean, people do it and it works.
I'm basing this off my wife, if you know what I mean. Like, she's a jealous type. I'm jealous in terms of I wouldn't want to share her with anybody at all. But there have been people who I've dated who have not like cared that much about. If I knew that they were still gonna come back to me, then I wouldn't have been bothered. Whereas if I'll be like, are you mad?
So you know, in terms of like spicing up the marriage, yeah. In the future, some people do the whole swingers thing.
Yeah.
So technically, that doesn't really fit nicely into any of these spaces, really.
I mean, I think it's short term polyamory.
It's just sexual. It's not.
Yeah, I think it's short term polyamory. No, because then you're not marrying them.
Polyamory, yeah. Polyamory. Yeah. God damn it.
Short term, super short term, short term polyamory.
I just think it's a sexual thing. I just think it's for the sexual nature. It's got nothing to do with romantic anything. There's nothing romantic about it. Because you're separate. That's because I'm separating the romance from the sexual act.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But like, because
are you saying would man do that?
I'm not gonna ask you that on this big internet. I'm not gonna ask you that on this big internet. No way. I don't think you would anyway. And I don't think.
Only with a lesbian couple.
But I don't know you look like that. So
I said only with a lesbian couple. I couldn't. I feel like I've said it, but I couldn't watch my wife getting.
Yeah. I know. Well, we spoke about that off air, innit?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Guys, we be having whole podcast episodes.
Yeah,
off camera.
offline.
Yo, off camera. If you look, mate, man, maybe when we set up Patreon, or when we've got enough numbers and we set up this community thing or whatever, Unpicked After Dark, you might get the other conversations that we have.
I just need to talk to like a couple of them websites, a couple of them shops like Harmony and them and Summers. See who's gonna pay the big money, and then Unpicked After Dark coming to a store near you.
Only what? Only sponsorships, or are you talking about actual merchandise?
Maybe a bit of both. You know what I mean? Like recommended toys, games.
I can't recommend any toys because I'm not doing that stuff.
Nah. Well, all them recommendations will come from me, boy, but certified.
That's it.
And then maybe at Christmas or something, you might get the Dami Zane special. Who knows?
What's the Dami Zane special?
I don't know, innit? The special recommendation for the year. Maybe she just comes with like one.
My recommendation is go and get your Bible and read your Bible. Okay? That's my recommendation.
These lies. Anyway,
Go and read your Bible.
In fact, that's what it might be. It might be like a Bible of positions, like not the Kama Sutra, but the Dami Sutra or something. Who knows? I don't know. Depends on the collaborators that we find.
The enemy tried to show me up because, as I said that, it tried to knock my microphone down.
Mad. See? They know when you're lying, boy.
But the God that I serve. Listen, don't try and nah. Don't do that. People's the Dami special is very simple. Go and read your Bible, okay?
Madness.
Go and seek relationship with God.
And
but if you're married, tear it up. Do you know what I mean?
So then, what about those people who are married? What, you ain't got no toys that you want to recommend them?
Those that are married,
no flavors that you want to recommend.
Hold on a second. Those that are married, please speak to my married co-host because he will have the tea because he is married. He's married. You get it? So he can give you the married tea. As for us single peoples, please go and consult your God and your Bibles. Thank you very much. And but in terms of like swinging, I feel like I have thought about it. Would I be interested in such activities when I'm a married woman? Okay. And I don't think I can do it. And the reason why I mentioned it is because you said that you and your wife are jealous people. Like you wouldn't be able to hack like somebody else being with your partner. And I feel like I'll be the same. I'll be like, that's my husband. Don't touch my husband.
It's just a little bit like
don't touch my husband. No.
Like I don't think I've ever been
dirty.
That kind of like
even to like tap his shoulder, I'll be like, bruv, your finger is lingering on his shoulder for a bit too long. Pack it up.
I hear you though. I hear you because I'm not that way inclined, but and it's not a possession thing. I'm not like it is a possession thing.
It is. Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself.
It is.
For me, it's more like, let me be very vulnerable with you people, yeah? Obviously, I feel like I've built up a reputation. Those of you that have watched this show from however long, even if you've watched like one episode, you'll be like, Dami thinks very highly of herself. She's got a big head. I can accept that. Because I know that I've got the sauce in it,
Nice.
So and I present that way. Like I know that I have the sauce, like the queen that I am. My crown is always on straight, right? However, I know as much as I know that I got the sauce, I know that other women have the sauce, and their sauce might be slightly a different. Their sauce is probably most definitely a different taste, a different vibe, and it might be something that my husband might enjoy. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I only want him to enjoy this sauce. I don't want him to enjoy any other sauce. So that's my issue. That would be my problem. It would be raw. What if he really enjoys that sauce and now he's had a taste of that new seasoning and he's gonna be like, you know what, my wife she's not seasoned that way, and now I want that. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you. I don't think it manifests like that.
I don't want to open the Pandora's box. I don't want
it's a Pandora's box.
I don't want him to taste the fruit from the tree of knowledge, and now all of a sudden things are revealed to him that shouldn't be revealed to him, in it. Like, you can have all of this garden, you don't need to. You can have all the fruit over here, you don't need to taste anything else. Thank you very much. That's my issue. That's why it's a no from me.
I hear that, because you know what, so, I would say within the confines of a relationship, or even not even to say like very generally, actually within my relationship, that was one of the things that I like had to consciously do. It's not unlearn, but you kind of have to, as a guy anyway, you kind of have to consciously remove all of your past sexual experiences, because guys are kind of not conditioned, but by way of socializing, you end up having a lot of sexual experiences, and then they form a lot of your understanding and your memories and stuff and your expectations. And then you're like, oh yeah, cool, so now I'm gonna be monogamous. And you're like, this is the complete opposite of everything I've done in my whole life up until this point. Like, what the hell does that mean? Because you're not used to that. So,
and this is why, sorry to cut you off, but this is why, as someone who dates, I've said in the past, I can't be that girl that's like into lots of casual stuff, like casual relationships or dating loads of people, because like I'm a one person, if that makes sense. Like, I'm very much a exclusive gal, and I don't think I would be able to do the whole being mad free, and then after being mad free, now I'm going to be stuck with one. I think I would struggle with that. The kind of personality that I have, I could do. I'm not saying that I couldn't do it. I could do it. I could date loads of people and, you know, live a very free life. I could do it. But I know that when it's time to revert, I'd struggle, because I'll be just enjoying myself too much. You know what I mean? So it's just best that I stick to 1 + 1 is 2.
And then and also, I think
keep it there.
It opens up for a lot more complicated issues in the relationship if that's the way you go. Because I don't think it replaces anything. I think it just creates additional scenarios for misunderstanding and complication, in terms of, like, I guess people who opt for that type of relationship probably enjoy seeing their partners satisfied, regardless if it's them creating that satisfaction or not. So I can only see it from my lens, but there would come a point in time where I'm just like, you're looking a little too satisfied. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, every man for themselves. They gotta get their own. You know what I mean?
You know,
they gotta.
Like, imagine I'm there and things is going down, and then I'm hearing her make sounds I've never heard before.
That's a you problem.
Exactly. And I don't need those things to be manifesting in my head.
That's what I'm saying. By if he starts liking new seasonings that I don't,
you just hear man go, ah! You're like, raw. That note was high. What?
Okay. It would haunt me.
You would forget it. You'd be like, what?
It would haunt me.
Especially if you weren't even looking, like you was too busy like doing your thing with the other party, and then you just heard that mad sound and you knew that he just loved whatever happened.
No, but let me be very real. Yeah, if the other party's doing things, I'm not paying attention to what's happening over there. I'm busy.
But you weren't, and then that sound you just were like, what the hell?
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if I'm having a great time, that sound I wouldn't even hear it, because I'm here hollering myself.
Wow.
Who's got time for that? I mean,
she said, hollering. She said, I'm here hollering myself. Hollering, you know? You know when you find a screamer? That's what I'm saying, lads.
Huh? What'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say? Repeat it.
I said, you know when you find the screamer? The lads know. The lads know.
He's a screamer.
About who hollers quietly? Who hollers in mute?
Go and read your Bible.
She said, who's out here screaming, hollering on Do Not Disturb? Is that you, Dummy? Hollering on Do Not Disturb. The quiet
So
hollers.
yeah. So to conclude, I don't think I can do. Venom, you're bad, you know.
Oh, what? I don't have the capacity. Nah, you
I've
said
had enough of you.
hollering.
I've had enough
Hollering,
of
you know?
you. I've had enough of you.
In fact, you manifested when I'm there hollering. I won't even hear. I said, okay.
I used that word for effect, and it didn't mean that I was talking about
these
me, like
times,
for real,
these
for
times,
real.
in all 40 plus episodes, there has never been dummy hollering. This word has never, it has never appeared. No
Can't
once.
use new words. No, can't use new words. Okay.
Not that we expanded the vocabulary after 40 plus episodes, and the word that she's expanded it with is holler. Okay, cool. It's all right. That happens. I'll tell you guys a fun fact. Yeah, well, not a fun fact, a random story. There was one time I drew this girl, really liked her. She came back to the house, etc. And these times I did not live alone. I was still not a child. I was a man, but I lived with an adult also. And I had no idea this girl was a screamer. So we've come in as must be, I don't know, 1 in the morning maybe. And then I'm like, yeah, we still got enough energy. Let's do this thing. Problematic. It was problematic.
I don't know about any of that, boy.
Yeah. So
I don't know anything.
if you still live with an adult or people who, you know, are on the other side of the walls that you know and you don't want them knowing your business, maybe Dammy is not the one for you, is what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying.
I just need to understand
She
why
will
my
be
name is being.
hollering.
I need to know
Huh?
why my name's being brought up. I need to know
Oh,
why.
it's just the
Yeah.
hollering. It's just the hollering.
Wait,
Holla, holla. All the money that's ready to
Anyway,
get dollars.
Cool. I give you
It's
that.
murder.
I give you that because technically, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. I would love to have like a conversation with someone who is actually in a polygamous marriage, who's in our age range, like someone who would be into it in our age bracket, just to see, like, you know, not because I'm not gonna lie, when I hear most of these things, they're normally a lot older, and most that I've seen are not in the UK. They're in America, in like these small towns, these small, do you know what I mean? Like these small communities. I've never
that version I've seen and I can get down with, where it's like one man and many women. I'm just not so much into the idea of other men, which I'm not going to say is fair, but that's why
it's not fair.
But that's why I wouldn't do it.
So you wouldn't be one of many husbands?
Nah.
No.
I mean, if I was going to be one of many husbands, that girl has got to be so paying that it's just like unimaginable.
So basically what you're saying to me, correct me if I'm wrong,
because
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but essentially what you're saying is I can get behind a man having multiple wives, but I can't get behind a woman having multiple husbands.
No. What I'm saying is I could be in a marriage and have many wives, or that ideology is not offensive to me because I'm a guy, but I couldn't be one of many husbands. Unless the girl was so.
See, I tried to say it in a nice way. I tried to say
no, because I'm just talking about.
I tried to make it outside of you, like in general.
No, I'm making just.
You're
for
talking
me.
about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reason why I'm saying not general because I don't subscribe to that ideology for other people. I'm just saying, just myself. I could do that, but I couldn't do that.
I feel like quite a few people, if they were to not lie to themselves, would probably say the same thing about themselves. Like, I could do multiple, whatever I'm into. But I wouldn't want my
wouldn't
partner.
do it the other way.
Because when you think about it, just now, both of us were saying that we couldn't do like a swinging situation because we'd both be like, what if the other person enjoys too much and we wouldn't be able to hack it, right? But if it was me, my husband's not got anybody else, but it's me that's got the plenty
plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish to pick from. Yeah.
I better be sponsored. You don't need to pay us for that anyway.
Right. I was gonna use another. You saved me because I was gonna say something a lot worse. Then I think I could get behind it. I just have one for every day of the week, and that's okay. I could probably get behind that.
One for every day.
Yeah, I'm not asking for because think about it. There's 7 days in a week. It's not an even number. So if I had,
why does it need to be even?
So that they all get equal time with me.
But time is not equal, like even. So 7 days in a week is probably correct if you had 7 man.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I said. 7.
Yeah, but you said it's not even. I'm trying to understand
what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, let's say there's 7 days in a week and I only had 3 man.
Yeah.
I can't split those 7 days equally between the 3 man.
Okay, but
that's why I'm saying one for every day of the week. That way they all get one for Monday, one for Tuesday, they all get dammy on a different day.
Okay, so the only thing that I think works this out in a better way is the 3 man is better because then every man ends up getting a different day. Not because you're gonna have a Sunday man, and is that brother the same brother that sees you every Sunday? He's gonna be getting Sunday.
No, we can switch it up. We could change the rota sometimes. Sometimes we can change the rota. They can sort that out between themselves, but they'll get 1 day a week.
But if you had 3 man on rotation, they would always end up getting a different. You wouldn't have to.
Yeah, but one of them's gonna get shortchanged eventually.
Why?
Because it's 3 into 7.
Yeah, but but time is continuous.
Unless I take 1 day for myself. So okay. Do you know what? I like the 3 because they can all get 2 days each. They can get 2 days each, and then I get my Sunday rest day because I need to re-up because it's been busy.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
From all that hollering.
No.
The pause was everything. Did you see I have a quick flashback? She went somewhere, guys.
I didn't go anywhere. I was just like, I was surprised. I didn't expect it. I never expected it. But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments what you're saying, innit? Like, and do you know what? If you are someone that is interested, would be open to a polygamous marriage, let us know. And like, because I would love to speak to someone that in our time
that's actually in one.
That's about that life. Yeah, I would love to speak to someone about that. Maybe they might sway me into thinking, you know what, I mean, why have one husband when you can have more than one? I'm starting to think that I can see the benefits of that, to be fair.
I think there's much more benefits to a woman having more than one husband than there is to a woman being one of many wives.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. It's the same thing. It goes the same way. It's the same thing, opposite way.
No, really. No, actually.
Financially, maybe not. But outside of financially.
Because I think in the case of a woman, she technically has a community and then has all the benefits of a community.
What, with the other sister wives?
Yeah, with the sister wives, the children, and then the one man.
No. Not me, boy.
But in the opposite, I think it's the woman has everything to benefit. I don't really feel like the men benefit. Because only a woman can only have one baby at one time, unless she's having twins, if you know what I mean.
You're right.
So then the husbands have to
take
so you're having the child, you might not be, or this is the order or whatever. So unless you have no intention of having children, and then I would say, yeah, then it's fine if everybody doesn't want to have children, but which is probably why that's less common.
I agree. Finance will be one. Responsibility is another one because you get to share the burden of responsibility outside of finance. So like household, things are breaking down. It's not just one husband that's having to sort everything out. Emotional support for the woman, again, shared between the men as opposed to it just being the one guy. Is another benefit. So no, actually, as I'm talking about it, I'm disagreeing with you. There are some benefits, I reckon, for the guy to share his woman. I think it all depends on perspective.
No one's asking you to
do it. Relax.
Oh, I ain't doing it.
Yeah,
I ain't doing it.
No
Even
one.
if people were
Yeah.
asking me, it ain't
Can
happening.
never be me. It's
It
alright.
can never be me.
I can never be one of many wives. Can never be me. I saw on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
a video of Mr. Andrew Tate
My brother.
talking to this woman, I forget her name, my bad, about this drawn out debate that is always recycled now and again about men and women being friends. And the angle Andrew was coming from, he was more talking about the benefits of it versus the cons. And he was saying that for him personally, he doesn't feed into anything that's not going to benefit him in any way. And the way he sees friendships with females, females with
Yeah, yeah.
women. I haven't used that word in a long time. And when I used
Have
it,
you
just I was
not?
like, yuck.
But say the females, not call them.
He doesn't have friends. He's not friends with women because he says that it it makes a man have to be responsible without any authority. So his perspective is things like when you go out for a meal with your friend that's a woman, you'll be the one that pays, for example. You might pick her
Mm-hmm.
up, or you might do stuff for her, or be there for her, or whatever it is that, but without the authority of being her man.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there and I was listening and I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of hear what he's saying to an extent. The woman was like, no, like her perspective was, what I bet you're going to say that women can't be friends with men because all men want to sleep with their friends. And he was like, well, yeah, but that's another conversation completely. But nonetheless, like he's coming at it
Yeah.
from having to have the responsibility of being a man in her life, but not being her man. And I wanted to get your perspective on it, on this, because it's a different way to talk about because the
Yeah.
conversation normally
It's
boils down
more
to
so usually
sex.
around
It
the sex
normally
part
boils
of it.
down to
Yeah.
sex. Yeah, the sexual part. But I wanted to get your perspective around this whole responsibility without authority thing, especially because you have loads of friends that are
Yeah,
women,
yeah.
like me, like
Mm-hmm,
I'm one
mm-hmm.
of them, and so it will be interesting to hear your perspective around what he was saying in that regard.
I 100% agree with what he said, apart from the fact that he was like, Sedan, I don't have none because I don't see the point.
Yeah.
Apart from that penultimate point, which I totally understand why he takes that stance as well.
Mm,
But yeah, I agree because I think socially there's just an expectation of what a guy does. And I don't think it's bound
mm,
to relationship. There's just no guys do this, girls do
mm,
that.
mm, mm, mm,
So
mm.
kind of if you do care about someone, regardless of it being romantic or not, then you kind of have to show that by, oh, like we've gone out, like let me catch the bill, let me blah blah blah. And I guess you to
Mm,
caveat that you just wouldn't take women to um you would reserve certain financial ventures for women who are more significant, like a woman that you're dating or your partner or your wife, as opposed to
mm,
just your friends, to sort of
mm,
manage how that responsibility is affecting your life, is the best way I can put it. Because it feels weird when I go out with friends and they pay for me. Sorry, female friends. Female. Oh, I said it too. Yeah, when I go out with female friends and I don't mind people offering to pay or obviously going 50-50, but I'm more so like, oh yeah, like, I'll get the bill this time, whatever. And then if they are offended or they feel like, oh yeah, whatever, then I'm like, okay, cool. Then you take me out next time. If you know what I mean? If
mm-hmm.
you care that much. But that's just, I don't know. That's just how I feel like that works for me.
Mm.
Um,
See,
yeah.
I think that girls are taught all the time, don't give a man wifey treatment if he's not your man. We
Hmm.
get that message all the time. Don't cook for him, don't clean for him, don't don't do stuff for him if he's not. He'll get complacent or whatever. Reserve that for husband or reserve that for your boyfriend. But guys are never given that same message. Guys are given the whole men are meant to provide, men are meant to this, men are meant to that.
Because it ain't got nothing to do with that, yeah.
I am of the belief, and when I have my sons, I will be teaching them that you reserve things for your wife and you reserve things for your girlfriend. Your female friends, your friends that are girls, women, whatever, they don't have access to your wallet just because you're a man.
Mm.
They don't have access to you putting up shelves in their house or helping them build
you went one too far right there, boy.
No. Do you know why I say this? Yeah, because I'm a woman and I know that I have in the past had male friends that I've called upon to do such things like build me a shelf. And they've come and done it.
Mad.
And I also know of situations where male friends, not for me personally, but male friends have done a lot more than that for their female friend. And the female friend is almost, you can call it finesse them to do something.
Yeah.
A little bit of that is down to, I reckon, that the guy was attracted to her.
Yeah, and he wanted to be, yeah.
He wants to be, and there's the whole, he's been friend zoned and he's in the hopes that he will eventually move from that zone into somewhere else. So he'll go above and beyond for her. But she's made up her mind he's in the friend zone. He's not moving from there. So being a woman and knowing how some women can finesse some guys, I know that I'll be teaching my sons, babes, these women are finesses. Not all, but some of them are. And for that reason, you will not be building no shelves. You will not be driving her here and there. You will not be picking her and dropping her to the airport as a friend. You will not be paying for stuff as a friend. If you guys are going out 50-50, or you take it this time, she takes it next time, there's certain things that should be reserved for your girl. And I think men need to be told that.
I don't know. I don't think that's...
If that was the message...
But I don't think women like that.
Because I'm thinking equality... No, forget what women like.
No, but that's the whole point.
Forget what women like.
I don't think that those instructions you've given your sons, if you found them in a man that was trying to date you, that you would be like... Yeah.
Date is different from friendship. Okay. There's a whole movement of... Okay, I buy into soft life. But I buy into soft life in terms of what it used to mean, which is I don't want to struggle in life. I just want things to be like easy and peaceful. And, you know, I don't want to have a hard time doing anything. I buy into that. But on social media, soft life has morphed into something new. Same thing with this whole movement of teaching women how to be feminine and not to move in your masculine energy, blah, blah. All right. It's turned into this space where it's like, okay, I'm not saying you're not a delicate flower. I'm not saying that you're someone who should be looked after, but the person that's looking after you need to kind of reevaluate who that person is.
And yeah, definitely.
I have older cousins. I have a dad who's very much in my life who looks after me. So maybe I'm coming from a standpoint of I don't need any other guys or my male friends to be looking after me because I have a dad that does that and does it very well. If I need advice, if I need something done, the only time I've called on somebody else to do it is when my dad was out of the country and he physically couldn't come to my house and build a shelf for me. But other than that, when I moved into my flat, my dad helped me to build my bed. My dad helped me to build my wardrobe. My dad helped me to put up my curtains. I didn't call a man to come and do that for me. My dad did that for me. So for me, he is supposed to do that because I am his responsibility. No matter my age, I'm his daughter. He should always do that, and he does. So I don't need another guy or friend to come and be doing anything for me because I have the person that's supposed to be doing it for me. And once I'm married or when I'm in a relationship, then the expectation will be shared between him and my dad, period. Or my brother. My brother likes to do stuff for me. Even though he's younger than me, he's still a man in my life who has the authority to do something for me in that way because he's my blood relative. He's my brother. But my friends, bro, you're my friend. Like, there's no need for you to do any of those things for me. And I think with the culture of nowadays for girls is very much like we're all taught you don't do anything for guys unless he's your man, but we expect all the men in our life to bend backwards for us.
I hear that, but
And
I don't think I'd
I'm gonna
change
be
the
very.
advice I'd give my child though. Like I know you said
I,
you tell your
I would
sons
tell my sons to
to do
reserve some things
different.
for their wife. Yeah, reserve some things
Yeah,
for your
I
wife.
think I'd
Like legit.
I
Because
think I
like if we're
wouldn't.
teaching girls, I'm thinking about the equality. Like if we're teaching girls, don't cook for no man, don't this, don't that, unless he's your man. Then likewise, sons, don't this, that unless it's your woman. Period.
Yeah, but the difference is, and I think it will manifest itself in time. But the
Mm.
downside of these teachers, because it's kind of what is taught to women anyway. Yeah, don't do these things unless he's your man. Is
Mhm.
that a lot of women and men then won't get the practice of being that person, being
They
the
can in
wife and being
relationship.
the husband.
You
Yeah, but
you
you're not
can in
always in a
relationship.
relationship. And
Or when you're
so
pursuing. So
yeah,
hear
but
me.
that's a
In
small time. That's a
friendship,
small time.
friendship is
With my
different to
son,
dating.
with my son, he would just be
Yeah.
living life. And
Mhm.
my instruction to him, much would be my instruction to my daughter, is these are the things that you should live by. These are the qualities that you should possess. Period, point blank. Doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. And these are wife and husband qualities,
Mhm.
absolute qualities. You do to your friends however you feel, and you understand and educate yourself as to when your time is being wasted and when it's not. That's not for me to tell you. You need to be smart enough to understand that for yourself. But
Fair enough.
when people see how you move, they will say, that's a wife, that's a husband. And if it's not a husband for them or a wife for them, as soon as someone comes along who they know who's looking, they'll be like, oh, I know so and so. That's a wife. Trust me.
You can
Don't.
still display qualities of being a husband or a wife in ways that are not tangible. So, for example, yeah, being in my books,
Mhm.
being a good husband is more than paying for everything
Of course,
and
of course.
doing household chores. There are the intangible things that people can still show their friends without doing the stuff that are tangible. So, for example, your female friend calls you because she's having a tough time and she needs someone to speak to and she needs some
Mhm.
advice. Being a um someone that she can confide in, someone she can talk to, someone who can bestow some wisdom on her is a trait that would benefit the friendship and would show that he has certain qualities. He has the emotional intelligence, for example, to be a husband. But don't go out of pocket and start spending your money and going
Yeah,
above
but
and beyond,
yeah.
doing stuff that is reserved for boyfriend or husband. The same way for girls, I would say, do not go above and beyond for a guy if he's not your man or your husband. And I think my message is, if we're going to be telling girls that, we should be telling guys the same. But in the society we live in today, it's very much guys should do it, period. Friends, boyfriend, or nah.
Mm.
Like, this is what is expected of you as a man. And I'm not saying that I'm not what I don't want what I don't want is for you to think that I'm saying that he should curb manly, like a good man qualities because
Mhm.
he's
Mhm.
reserving that for his wife. What I'm saying is he can still display that he can do those things within a friendship, but there's a limit.
Mm.
So when people come to my house, period, man, woman, you come to my house, because of the way I was raised around hospitality, I will always feed you. I will always make food and feed you, but I still believe in cook for your husband. Do you see
Mhm.
what I'm
Mhm. Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
when you come to my house, one day when I host you and wifey, I'm not gonna just feed wifey and be like, no, Venom,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
feeding you because you're not my husband. I will still give you food. I'll cook and everybody will eat.
Mhm.
That's me displaying wifey qualities, if you want to call being able to cook wifey qualities. There's a
Mhm.
debate about
Mhm.
that as well, but we're not going to go into it, right? So you'll be able to say to you, let's say there's one of your boys that you know is not, visually impaired in terms of how he looks, and attractiveness, and you're like, oh, you know what, Dami's a really cool girl, like she's my friend, I know she's this because she's got these qualities. You would have seen those qualities from that. But what I'm not gonna do is cook in my house, pack it up, and be doing delivery to your house, feeding you like that. Or do you know what I mean? Like every time I come to your house, I'm bringing food to you or whatever. I'm not gonna do that. So I can still display wifey tendencies, qualities without actually treating you like you are auditioning or like I'm auditioning to be your girl. And that's what I'm saying. With my sons, I'm gonna say to them, you're gonna be a man because I'm gonna raise you to be a man. And my husband, and if every, you know, by God's grace, everything works out how it's supposed to be, and my husband will still be there, and he will be able to teach him how to be a man, and I'll pick correctly and all that palaver. So let's say best case scenario, we will teach our son this is what it is to be a man. However, curb it for your female friends, please. Treat your female friends how you're treating your man them. Period.
Yeah, but can we just rewind real quick for the fact that you caveated this imaginary you in the future, obviously with the husband, and then caveated it with the hopefully we're still together with this, you know, and I obviously know the man that you're picturing is black, and then the child, and then this not necessarily 100% being together. What's this? What's this? What's this?
I have to caveat it because everybody can dream and have a very positive wants and hopes for themselves, but reality, you never know what's going to happen. So that's why I had to say, by God's grace, this is how it happens for me, right?
But by God's grace, saying you have husband and child is already happened. The rest is actually not God's grace. So why is this even a part of a vision within the dream?
Because reality.
How, Sway? How?
Because reality.
Do you know why? The only reason why I wanted to bring it up is because I am 100% certain, that the point that we're at now, maybe not the instigation of it, but the point that we're at now, the single black family is a learned behavior. It's not real. Because even you, I know that you want a black man. In your projection of it, you saw it, and you haven't even, you know what I mean?
Do you know why? Okay, I've been conditioned because I've had friends, and who are not necessarily friends anymore, where I used to talk from this very rose-tinted, everything's going to be perfect in my life. And I'll give you just a quick digression. Like, I had a friend where I said something about how in my marriage, you know, divorce is not going to be an option, and she turned around and went, well, most people don't get married and expect to get divorced. And I saw that as, why did you need to say that? I'm talking about my future. You don't need to tell me about other people not expecting to get divorced. Like, what are you trying to say? You're bringing a negative ideology into a positive future that I've called for myself. Why would you do that? And I've had friends do that a lot. So now I just caveat it myself. Before anyone tries to caveat for me, I just caveat it. Like, in my mind, it's going to be perfect. My parents are still together. Their relationship, it's not perfect, but I have the best example that I can have in terms, especially not to brag, but when I look at my friends, most of my friends come from a single parent home. I have parents who are still together, still very much in love. They did date night this weekend. Hey. I caught them. I went to visit my siblings who still live at home, and they were. I was waiting for them. It got to like 10 p.m. I was like, "Rah, where's mum and dad though?" Oh, yeah, they went on a date. I was like, "Swear, is this how it is?" Okay. So I left, and as I was driving down the road, they were coming up, holding hands, doing giggling.
Yeah.
Mum's shawl fell off. Daddy pulled it back on for her to make sure she was warm. You know, I was like, this is sweet. So I've seen like romance 30 years into the marriage, over 30 years into the marriage. So I've seen it. So in my mind, that's reality. I know it's attainable, but every time I've spoken to other people about what I see for myself, somebody has always been like, yeah, but do you know what I mean? And I think that's
I hear you. That's why. But you gotta let that stay out.
But that's why I put the caveat in myself.
You
because
cannot be caveating live.
Because I don't want no one to come up in the comments and be like,
let it stay in the comments. The comments are external. When you caveat, it's coming from you.
True.
It needs to stay external, man.
It's true. I was
like, hey, wait with the.
I know. I just had to put it because I know. It was a very long big.
It wasn't even that. It was that was just. It came and then I was like, you know what? I heard all what you just said, but I didn't even care about that anymore.
I've actually lost a friend over. I've actually lost a friend over it. Like I've lost a friend over. over me saying something positive about my future and them saying, well, most people don't expect it. And I was like, you didn't need to say that. You actually didn't need to say that. You didn't need to insert any negativity into what I've called for myself. And then when I brought their attention to it, they got offended by that. They were like, that's not what I'm saying. But I went, but so why did you say it then?
But that's what you said.
But that's what you said.
That's literally what you said.
By me saying, when I get married, divorce is not an option. And you saying to me, oh, but people that get into marriages don't expect to get divorced. What are you, like, I'm reading between the lines here and it's not looking pretty. Do you know what I mean? And then I've brought your attention to it and you want to be the one that's upset. Okay, bye. Because I'm not going to allow anyone to speak anything negative into my life. Like, it's just not going to happen. So if you want to be upset that I called you on that, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Yeah? But yeah, I hear what you're saying. And going forward, thank you for checking me. I won't do that because I know you're not that kind of person anyway. But yeah, like I was saying, we will be raising our son to be a man, to be a good man, but he just doesn't need to overexert himself because society is telling him that he has to do it for everybody. No. Reserve some things for the wifey. Set wifey apart from your friends. If they're your friends, there's no romantic anything. There's no hopes that you're going to get into bed with them. There's no hopes that you're going to fall in love one day. You're legit just platonic friends. Then, yeah, you don't need to go on above and beyond, and you don't need to be proving to them that you're husband material.
I think you don't need to be acting like you're their man, which I agree. Let's say, because my example was, or the example was going to restaurants and that kind of stuff. I go to restaurants with my boys. The only thing is, is that I think guys talk to guys or talk to their boys casually a lot more than they talk to their girlfriends and see their male friends casually a lot more. So I think it's more the socializing of the events is where, like, when you go to the restaurant with your female friend, it's probably fewer and further between. So it's more of an event. Like I go on dates with one of my friends, like, let's go, blah blah blah, and we set it out because we're so busy as individuals, and then we have a moment. But my boys, I kind of see off the cuff all the time, and
this is what I mean by if it's genuinely platonic, then you should still be able to treat that friend, irrespective of their sex, gender, as a friend.
No. Oh, sorry. So I didn't get to the point. So yeah, I was saying.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. I lost my trail of thought in talking. So when I go out with my male friends, we catch the bill. It just goes back and forth. Like no one's keeping tabs. It's just like my boy comes round sometimes when he goes to get like Cairo right near where I live. So if I'm working from home, he'll come at lunchtime and just bring me lunch. He'll just call me, oh yeah, I'm going to get a thing in your area, and then bring me lunch. And I'm like, oh, sick, thank you. And it won't be like, oh yeah, it costs blah, blah, like, get me back. So then I'll just be like, oh yeah, my man got me like, we're at a bar having drinks. Oh yeah,
so
I got around or whatever.
So if it was a female friend, how would you receive that?
Oh, the getting me lunch, that would seem a little bit weird. It would seem weird to me because it would seem a bit like, she's being nice. Like, if you know what I mean.
But why?
That's how I would take it. Because it's a girl. Because it's a girl.
Okay,
but
this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I know
but
I know my boy is straight, and I know that he doesn't want anything from me more than my friendship, which he already has.
But if it's the girl, do you think if it was the girl, would you think she does?
If it was a girl and her actions go like beyond a certain level, then I would start to question, what do you want from me?
She on man.
Yeah, like, are you after more than my friendship? Because this is more than what girls do. Because that's what the context
But this is what I'm trying to say. You're literally illustrating what I'm trying to say about the whole, like, technically, if we're just platonic, there's no ideas of or any perception of romance at all. Like, she's on me, I'm on her, we're hoping something can happen, there's sexual tension, nothing. Just we're just friends. then that should be okay. And guys, I'm gonna let you know from now, Toby is humping. He's always humping. So
Toby
if you're hearing
is
squeaky, 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 squeaky,
beating. He's beating right now. There's a
he's
dolly.
humping his toy.
There's a dolly on the floor getting piped down by Toby right now. He's
humping like
it's
mad. It's mad. I mean, someone's got to be getting the action because it ain't me.
Damn. Damn. No, but back to this scenario.
Yeah, because
my sister brings me food sometimes and brought me Milo. Like I remember I did this story where I was super tired because what did I do? I went out DJing like late night and then had something mad early. I think that was the scenario. And I was like, oh my God, I need Milo. And then my sister was seeing me the next day.
Hold on a second. You're calling it Milo?
What do you call it?
Ain't it Milo?
Nah, gee, I was a Milo. Giving it the Milo.
We need to do a poll.
Nah, do you know why? I'll beat you to the poll. Do you know why? Because pillow has 2 L's.
Don't come to me with that Caribbean ideology like plantain and plantain. Because mountain, so plantain. Pillow, so Milo. No.
Because I'm saying because of the 2 L's. There's 2 L's in pillow to give you pill and low. There's only 1 L.
I'm Nigerian.
So they're only.
And in my house, we've been calling him Milo. Milo. Since I was little. I don't know if it's because we're Nigerian, but I just know in my house.
100% is because you're Nigerian.
In my house, it's Milo. It's not Milo. What's Milo? God. Anyway, she brought you Milo because you was tired. Yeah.
I was giving it the Jumbo Jaeger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, oh, sick. If a female friend had seen that story and done that, I'd have been like, you are caring about me a little bit too much.
Wait, hold on a second. So, yeah. Venom.
Mm-hmm.
If I had brought you Milo. Are you gonna you know me?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be thinking, damn, he's on, man.
No.
It's a bit sus. Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
But I feel like we have conversed enough that we have a good understanding. My understanding of you is very present. It's very now. I understand Dami right now, today. You know what I mean? I have a good understanding. It's not flawless. It's not transparent like water. But I know what I think I know.
What do you mean it's not transparent? Like,
you're a lady. You have your secrets. I don't know.
I mean, I just don't tell you about my romantic stuff because you hold it against me. That's
exactly.
The only thing. Everything else
so it's not transparent like water.
But for sure that I'm not into you.
Exactly, so but I know. I feel like I know you, and I feel like our relationship is present. I don't know. I didn't used to know you. I know you now.
Yeah.
However, I don't talk to all of my friends on a weekly basis, and then some. I wouldn't even say we talk on a weekly basis. We talk on more than a weekly basis. So, in those vacuums of not conversing, it gets to the point where you're like, okay, so how much do I know this person? How up to date am I with where this person is at? Because I was just doing random talk on my story. I wasn't requesting it from anybody. I could have bought it myself. I was just saying, oh man, this would be fantastic if I had Milo right now.
She could just be like, you know what? I haven't done something for my boy Shay for time. I'm in the area. I'm in the vicinity. It takes nothing for me to bring him something to eat.
Nah, don't do that. That's mad. I got a wife. You're not doing anything
no, that's
for
a
me,
different thing. That's a different thing. That's a different thing because
you're not doing good things for me, oh.
Wifey might take it differently, yeah. But it could just be. But do you know what? Do you know why I'm saying this? I'm challenging the socialization we've had, which is if it's the opposite sex and they do something nice for me, they must be on me. Not necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily. But I'm just outlining the.
And I get it, but we need to I'm trying to challenge that because that's what we've been socialized to believe, that because
it all depends on what you put in.
Because it's the opposite sex, if they do something nice to me.
No, but it depends what you put in. Do you know what I mean? It depends what you put in. My sister does that. I'm like, I'm blown away, but at the same time, I'm like, man,
Like, it's my sister.
It's my sister, and I do deserve it, you know,
Nah,
because I love her, man. I love her like mad. Like, I deserve that.
No, because
Whereas,
I've had friends buy stuff for me, like male friends, buy something, have it posted to my house or whatever, and I don't think maybe he kind of likes me because he bought me that thing, and I ain't bought nothing for him, and I ain't done nothing for him. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm even guilty.
Right. See? So I'm not gonna be like, maybe Venom has a secret.
No, but
come on, man. Come on.
Some things are quite evidently just a nice gesture. Some things.
I'm gonna challenge this. I'm gonna challenge this. I know a lot of people think the way you're thinking now. And I know if I had a man and he had a female friend and she bought him something random like that, I'll be like,
well, like the Milo especially.
I'm like,
it's a lot. That's so
yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, her being in the vicinity and seeing a story and thinking, you know what, it takes nothing for me to buy him Milo and take it to him, doesn't necessarily mean that she's on his crotch, yeah? I've been socialized to think that if the opposite sex does something, then it must mean something more than what it actually is. So that's what I'm trying to challenge here. I'm even challenging myself. So I'll be teaching my kids, like, reserve some things for your partner. And that's it. Both ways, both girls and boys, reserve things for your partner, period. So that there's a clear differentiation between, this is a potential romantic whatever, and this is a friend. You know? I think that there needs to be a clear differentiation so that when you do get that girlfriend, she's not like, so when you take me out as your girlfriend, you're paying for me, doing that for me. But when you take your friend Lucy out, you're doing the same thing. So what benefit do I have? What's the difference? You know?
I totally hear that.
Yeah, so that's my argument on it. I'm fighting for equality.
Yeah, I think it's all based
a true
on
feminist, not these fake feminists.
On investment.
Not these fake feminists that wanna be men, but at the same time wanna be women at the same time because they want men to spend all their money on them, but at the same time they wanna be doing I'm independent.
Doing a lot.
No. I'm doing real feminism, real equality. Yeah. Split the bill 50-50 with your male friends. Don't let your male friends be taking you on dates and you're not willing to do 50-50.
You're not dating them back.
They're not dating them back. You two are
not
taking them
and
out
a lot of the time I have girls not date me back, and it's a good test because when you catch the bill and if someone's like, oh my gosh, no, you shouldn't have got that, I say, oh yeah, just take me out next time. Then I will get a gauge, because if they're like, oh no, I'm not going to take them out next time, as in they're not going to do it back, then I'm like, maybe she was a little interested or something. Do you know what I mean? Because if you were really just a friend, then you might be like, oh yeah, cool.
No, don't gauge it by that. I need to balance it back. Don't gauge it by that. Don't gauge it by that. Do you know why? Because like I said before, some girls are finesses. They have no interest in you.
No, there's that too. But I never come to people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay the bills. Don't worry, let's go for dinner.
No. Listen, girls say things like a girl's gotta eat. That means she'll chop your money, and she doesn't like you. I'm spilling the secrets. I'm sorry, girls, but I have to tell the truth. A girl's gotta eat. Even me, I've said it before. A girl's gotta eat. I'll go on that date, and I will chopulate. I'll eat, and I won't repay the favor. I had no intention to. If you want to pay. That's fine.
That's okay.
So don't gauge that to mean that she's romantically interested in you. No. She just might just want to eat. Like, a girl's got to eat.
There's that too.
You see what I'm saying?
But it's for me, it's a good test of where someone is at.
I think it's just a good test. I don't think it's a good test of anything. If you're testing women,
no.
If you're testing women, no. Because she just
no.
She could just be buying.
I wouldn't change it for my male friends. I do exactly the same thing though.
Cool. She could just be buying it. She could just be buying into the whole men are supposed to provide. That includes my friends are supposed to provide for me.
Yeah, but then she wouldn't say, "Oh no, like you shouldn't."
No, she could. Listen, I don't think you understand the lengths that some people will go for the finesse. Some girls will open that purse. There's no bank card in that purse. There's no cash in that purse. They'll open it though. Oh, I got it. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
She can't even take Uber home. There's nothing in there. She's even hoping you're gonna drive her home or catch her in a cab or something. There's nothing there, but she's gonna for pretense, for the show of it. Oh, let me get that. There's nothing in her bank account. Wow. Don't let that fool you. Let that fool you. Actions speak louder than words. As in, she's actually tapping it, like she's paying for something. Cool. But if she's like, oh, it's lip service, babes. Sorry. Yeah, we've veered off topic a lot. But in terms of friendships, I kind of agree with Andrew Tate in that, yeah, I do see what he's saying about the benefit. You've got a lot of responsibility, but no real benefit or no real authority as a man, if you with 100%. Female friendships in terms of going out with your friends and stuff like that, and maybe even into sewing into their life, like I said, building shelves for them or whatever it is, or being an emotional support system without actually having the authority, i.e. being their man or family member or whatever. Mm-hmm. I do agree with that. I just think that the way that we can kind of shift that perspective is if we're teaching guys the same way that we're teaching women that, listen, reserve some things for the babes. Yeah. Reserve some things for wifey. Reserve some things for the girlfriend. Doesn't take away from you being a good guy or a good man just because you're reserving things. You can still have those qualities, but you don't have to do it for the girls. Makes sense. And I'm a big believer that friendships should be reciprocal anyway.
Indeed.
So I've had my fair share of friendships where it weren't, and reciprocal, whether that's with your boys or with your girls, reciprocal. If it's not reciprocal,
or with the girls,
question that friendship. No lie, needs to be balanced. And I think we'll leave it there, guys. We have covered 2 pretty much main topics today because Lord knows we there was no hot topics that was interesting us enough for us to make it a topic today. Really do hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please smash that subscribe button. Smash it. And I watch you there, hit the like button as well.
I know.
And yeah, guys,
like button,
holla. If you want to get involved in the show or there's any topics you would like us to cover, let us know in the comments and we'll give you a shout out as well, like we did last week. Because we want to talk about things that you guys want to hear about, so get involved in the conversation. Our socials are at the bottom of the screen, so yeah, don't be afraid to hit us up or find us on the socials. And until next week, guys.